Hi, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for tuning in. I am not a part of the debates in any way today. I am just technical support. So I'm actually in where I am providing technical support to the team in I'm providing technical support to the team in Freetown. Right now, we are broadcasting from Freetown, and there are people in the hall who are waiting to start the debate. The reason why you cannot hear sound at this moment is because they are muted. We don't want you to hear anything that you don't need to hear. So I'm just here to provide technical support on the back end. My team of producers are in the studio at Lagunda, and I am here making sure that your voices are heard, your questions are asked, and once the debate gets started in Freetown, you will hear sound from Freetown. I don't control the program today. The program is, like I said, happening from Freetown. So we expect to be fully underway, I believe, at 5:30. So in 15 minutes, the debates will commence. If you're just joining us, please let us know why you're watching, why this debate is important to you, and where you're tuning in from. It'd be really great to see Sierra Leoneans gathered from all over the world to watch Freetown's potential mayoral candidates, potential mayor, talk about their vision for the city, answer to your questions, and connect with you. I think that this conversation is really important because it increases the interface between citizens and their elected representatives. Some people say debates don't matter, but I think that in a democracy, it's really important for people who want to lead to be able to engage and talk to the people who they want to serve and lead. So thank you for tuning in. Today's debate is brought to you by Sierra Eye Magazine and the Institute for Legal Reform, Legal Research, Advocacy, and Justice. Now, the non putsi camera pami one, and I'll be waledi camera de pami. Anyways, like I said, thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're watching from, I am not actually a part of the debates. I'm just technical producer of today's live stream. You can watch this debate live on Twitter. You can also watch it on YouTube, and you can watch it on Facebook. And you can also watch it on Star TV. So this link is actually also going out on television in Sierra Leone. Like I said, thank you for joining us. We're really excited that you're here. The debate will officially start in 12 minutes, so at 5:30. What you can do right now is get yourself some water, drink water, go bring water, maybe get yourself some popcorn. This might be very entertaining. And if there are questions you would like to ask the candidates, this is the right time for you to write them down. I'm having to engage you. I don't want you to get bored and leave. So I felt like this is an unscripted part of the program. This is an unscripted part of today's program. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm just waiting for them to live. It's very common for live streams, no matter where they are, for the live stream to go live before the program actually starts, because they want to make sure that everybody who is needed, and that people, sometimes it takes people some time to join the conversation online. So if you're watching, one thing you could help do right now is share this link on your WhatsApp group, share this link on your Facebook, share it on your Twitter, wherever you feel like people are gathered that they need to be a part of this conversation for Freetown Decides. Please share it with them so that we can have as many people. I'm reading comments from James Cisse. James Cisse says, hello, Freetown. Please, I'm asking all Freetonians to watch and decide your vote. This is not about an individual, but for our city to be on the map. Thank you for dropping that comment, James. Mohammed Dumbuya says, unfortunate that Gento is the candidate for the SLPP, decided to punk out of this debate. Gross disrespect to the voters in Freetown. We definitely don't want to make this about any one candidate. You know, people have to decide for themselves, right? Like Sierra I and Ilraj can't force anybody to do anything. Any candidate who has decided not to participate, it's their choice, it's their rights. We don't fault them for not wanting to do so. I'm looking for other comments. Oh, thank you to everybody joining from all over the world. You know, Sierra Leoneans in Dubai, in the US, in Makeni, my mother's hometown, from the USA, in Maryland, from the UK, from Bantamokale, Southern Sierra Leone. I love that. I'm glad that you have the internet to join this conversation. You know, Sarafina says that it's good to hear from our elected officials and engage them before we elect them. I totally agree. It's really, really important. Thank you for Hawana to Noah, who is tuning in live from the city of Paris, one of my favorite cities, though it's not as nice as Freetown. Let's be honest. It's not as nice as Freetown. Thank you to Lamine, who's joining us from Kabbalah. Abu says he has his popcorn ready in Bowie, Maryland. That's right around the area where I grew up in Landover, pretty close. Eid Banks is watching from Qatar. Thank you for joining us. Today's debate is made possible by Ilraj, Sierra I Magazine. I also believe that AfriCell is one of our sponsors, and of course, Mercury International. Mohammed Kamara says, I want to hear from the candidates themselves about their packages for Freetown so that I can decide on whom to vote come June 24th. Thank you for that comment, Mohammed. Sayo Conta says, good day, everyone. This election is not about talking, but what you can deliver. We are tired of talking. You're tired of talking, however, you're leaving a comment. Thank you, Sayo, that though you're tired of talking, you're still talking here today. We appreciate your voice. Abdullah Fuad Bangura says, Freetown Decide is our future. Is Gento going to participate? Is this ongoing debate? Thank you, Vicky Romeo. I think he meant Ramo for keeping us busy this evening, as I truly admire you on social media. Thank you, thank you, thank you, though this is not about me. I had no plans to be on air today. I'm just supposed to be providing support on the back end, and I believe we're going to go live in 8 minutes, as it's 5:22. I really wanted to see my candidates participate in this debate, Mr. Mohamed Gento Kamara, but sadly, he's into something else right now. I also wish you could have heard your candidate debate tonight, but if he's not here, it's not because he wasn't invited. May God bless Madam Aki Sawyer. May God bless Freetown and Sierra Leone. Thank you, Cecil Cole, for that comment. And thank you to Joannis Moses Thomas, who's joining us from Senegal. I hope things have calmed down there. I heard that there were some protests and some people died yesterday after the verdict from the court. Where are the representatives, please? Anita is impatient. They're here. I mean, not here. I'm in Ghana. The representatives are in Freetown in Lagunda. They'll be getting on stage in about 7 minutes. Vicky, what about presidential debates? When? I am in no place to tell you anything about a future presidential debate. Again, maybe that's a question that Sierra I might answer. I have no idea. I have been seeing on the newspapers a photo of President Bio and Dr. Samura Kamara that said presidential debates coming soon, but they've not set a date. I don't actually know if there will be a debate. What I do know from the past is that in 2007, there was a presidential debate. At the time, the SLPP party did not participate. So it was every other party but SLPP in 2007. In 2018, there was a presidential debate. All the candidates participated. So I can't tell you if there will be a debate this time. But I'm telling you that in the past, we've had debates where everybody participated and other times when it was just some candidates. James Sisse has a comment. James Sisse says, firstly, he's answering the question, why is this debate important to you? And James Sisse says, firstly, it provides an opportunity for the candidates to articulate their visions and policies to the public and show their understanding of the issues affecting the locality. I totally agree. Bakish Ja wants to know, Vicky Ramo, the debate, will it be in our local language or in English? I actually do not know. I believe it will be in English because it's being moderated by Umaru Fofana. Last time I checked, he was the, Umaru Fofana of BBC, Focus on Africa. So expect English. That's what I expect. However, if they decide to speak Creole, I guess it's their choice. Akindele Decker says, great. Who's Akindele is my friend and an author who I greatly admire. He says, great to see debates like this happening in Sierra Leone, in the Sierra Leone electorate, gives candidates the opportunity to debate on the issues. Thank you, Akindele. To be mayor of Freetown is not about local but international space for proactive projects and achievement. I really want Gento to be in this room. Yvonne Akisoya is already at Lagunda. I see. Thank you for that. Abinti Mansura says, the accusation of Gento not being able to express himself will come to an end today. If na lie, lie param, we go come no. Mabinti, please, I beg, when I don't make a call off, this is a serious thing. Please don't. I don't let anybody make joke. Please, please. I don't want jokes. I'm sorry. I do not want any jokes tonight. Please do not comment anything funny. Thank you very much. And see, no more comments from you. Thank you. That's all I have to say. First of all, welcome to all the women. Welcome to all the women who are commenting. I love to have women raising their voice, and I'm glad to see so many of you participating in this conversation today. As you know, the majority of Sierra Leoneans are women, 51% of the population, and the highest number of registered voters are women, not men. Awana Tinoa says, I beg for a free and fair election, as this election is very tough since I knew about election in Salone. That's right, this election is probably, I feel like this is the most tightly contested mayoral election that we've ever seen. We have two very well-known, very loved, very respected candidates leading the two major political parties, and also their independent candidates who are participating. Matter of fact, this is a great time for me to tell you some of the other candidates who are participating in today's debate. So, participating in today, also running for mayor is Madame Sire Kaba, who's running as an independent candidate. So she is not representing any of the parties that we usually know. Today, of course, we're expecting the immediate pass of the All People's Congress. She'll be participating in today's debates. We're also expecting Barry Sharif of the National Democratic Alliance. We are going to be starting in 3 minutes. So if you haven't had your comments read, this is the time to do that. I can see on my screen that the candidates are coming up to the stage. So in 2 minutes, you will be able to see our candidates are coming onto the screen. I can see them now. Everybody's moving in. Umaru's at the podium. And when it gets down to 1 minute, you will see a counter. I will immediately go off screen. You will not hear from me or see me anymore. But to everybody who's tuned in, thank you so much for supporting this space. Thank you for helping us to enhance the space for
with the inaugural edition held in January is the avowed desire of the organizers of this event, CRI Magazine and ILRAJ, alongside their partners, to continue with this culture and make it a permanent feature in the governance system of Sierra Leone. Holding debates is good for many reasons. Most significantly, I believe, it is an alternative to violence. It is the closest you can have to the rule of law, in which case you go before the courts. And even before a judge, the lawyers argue for the attention of the president of the court. That is a debate of sort. But unlike the courts, the CRI debate does not give a verdict or a ruling. We leave that up to our audience, be they live or virtual. Holding debates for people running for public office is even more significant, not least because it engenders scrutiny, accountability by the people of those who they want to entrust their future with. A former president of Kosovo, Atifet Jahajaga, said, and I quote, "When there is information, there is enlightenment. When there is a debate, there are solutions. When there is no accountability, there is abuse, corruption, subjugation, and indignation," unquote. And we all know that indignation has a proclivity to breed violence. So much for anyone who is wondering whether a debate for people running for public office is necessary or not. For our debate tonight, we have 5 of those running to become mayor of Freetown, Sierra Leone's capital and its largest metropolis, in exactly 3 weeks from today. For the records, the CRI Debate Committee contacted in writing and on the telephone all 8 candidates in the race, and that was weeks before the date was publicized. Of those 8, 6 are running under political parties, while 2 are contesting as independent candidates. The 3 who have not been able to join us tonight cited varied excuses ranging from being indisposed, clash of engagements, and personal reasons. We thought that in the interest of good democratic practices, respect for the people of Freetown, and our commitment to consistency, we had to go ahead with the debate regardless. Freetown is a naturally beautiful place with a very rich history. The long strip of land that is sandwiched by a range of mountains and the Atlantic Ocean is a beauty to behold. But beneath that veneer lie huge challenges. Some of them the business of the central government, some others the domain of the municipality. It is that dichotomy, some would call it check, that has sometimes brought about friction between the two state entities. To talk about how to navigate that maze to make Freetown better, finding solutions to the innumerable challenges confronting Freetown, and why we should vote for them later this month, I'm joined by the following. Lillian Kamara is the mayoral candidate for the Revolutionary United Front Party. Lillian, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Can we give her a round of applause, please? Sire Kaba is an independent candidate. Kasim Hunter is the mayoral candidate for the UDM, United Democratic Movement. Thank you. Yvonne Akisoya is the All People's Congress Party candidate for mayor of Freetown. And we are expecting Mr. Ibrahim Sanko of the ADP any moment from now, he has assured us. And he was here for the rehearsals 2 days ago. Before we get to the debate proper, just to inform us, the meeting with the candidates on Thursday, it was unanimously agreed that we would hold this session in both English and Creole. I also wish to state that the live audience in this hall would have a chance to ask questions. Additionally, we also ask the public to send in their questions through an email address that we publicized. I will endeavor to put some of those questions to the candidates. We have a very reliable and dependable timekeeper, Awusu Koroma. He's in the audience. This might help me make sure that we are even. The duration of the debate will be 90 minutes. and it will have 5 parts. Part 1. Part 1 will allow each candidate to introduce or talk about themselves for 1 minute. Part 2 will have them present a brief of the agenda they have to improve Freetown. In other words, why should anybody vote for them on the 24th of June? For that, I will give each candidate 5 minutes. In part 3, I will ask them questions based on their core issues or any issues I believe affect Freetown. That will allow each candidate 3 minutes, and I will ask follow-up questions. Part 4 will entertain questions from the live audience here and will last for 25 minutes, including answers. Part 5 will take questions we have received electronically and will last for 15 minutes. Candidates are free to challenge themselves on issues raised by one of them, any one of them in fact, and the candidate challenged will have time to respond. Any candidate against whom an allegation is made will be given 1 minute to respond. So I move to the first part of the questions. And I will set the ball rolling by asking each of the candidates to tell us about themselves in 1 minute. I will start with Madam Siri.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Siri Kabala, born and raised in the magazine community, Dovecot to be precise, attended Dovecot North School, St. John's Primary and Methodist Housing School, and then later relocated to the United States for further studies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kasim?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kasim Conte, born and raised at East Brooklyn, around South Street. Attended the later went to Konodi Street, attended the Roman Catholic Primary School, up to the government secondary school for boys, Maboka. Later went to the Jala University College. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lillian Kamara, born in Kenema District, attended the HRSS Secondary School. Later, stay in Freetown. I'm a caterer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yvonne?
Good evening again, Yvonne Aki-Sawyer. I was also born in Freetown at PCMH Hospital. Schooled here, went to university here, and then went where I got a degree in economics, master's in international relations. I'm a chartered accountant who's been passionate about Sierra Leone all my life. So I campaigned against the trade in blood diamonds. I went on to start SLWT, which has worked with children for 2 decades now. During the Ebola outbreak, I decided to come and volunteer, be a part of that response, which led to me running the post-Ebola recovery program. And that's where my passion and belief that I could make a difference in the city, principally because of sanitation concerns, and then because of and also because of environmental concerns, led me to run for office in 2018. I have served as the mayor of the city from 2018 to February of this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Masuri, I would like you to tell me why somebody could vote for you. What's in your platform? What do you stand on? What are your reasons for running for mayor of Freetown?
Reasons for where I belong for mayor of Freetown. One, being born and raised in Dovecot. All my way to Dovecot was not the most filthiest community in the city of Freetown. And so, born, the only mayor where I don't admire is Akibo Bettis. After Akibo Bettis time, the city not ever clean up again. So looking at all the struggles, the sanitation, flooding, the dirty, everything, make myself no say. This is about time we all need to reach out and come out for contest election, for take over the city and change them, especially when it comes to sanitation, deeper drainage system, cleaning of all the streets, lights and everything, because right now we city look like a deprived village. So I believe, say, with me, we come on board for Corona, the city of Freetown Mayoral will make more changes than what the city look like right now.
And how you plan to achieve that?
I plan to achieve that, one, with the waste in Freetown. For example, I can give Bome. Bome, we can do the landfill there, where we can create jobs for youth there and other people in the city. With the landfill, we have a system called the Coventa system. Even with that, we can create more jobs. With the Coventa, you can change energy into gas, where you can even get gas lights, a clean energy lights in the city of Freetown. So even with everyday blackout, with the Coventa system, we can able to create waste to process and forget proper gas. And secondly, we can keep the city clean. Communities then, we do broom brigade, whereby they give the whole community, picking mama, papa, everybody can come on board the first 90 days. We clean them, we sweep, show say yes, we love the city. Then, with Freetown, it's education. Because all the other countries, they go there, they begin to teach people from with the nursery, how for clean. So we do planning will be part of schooling, for teach them do not litter. So we put dirty box by every corner of the city of Freetown. And we put a billboard where they show the difference between trash and recycle. Then we're supposed to get a recycle farm, whereby if they recycle, from that recycle we can get metal, where they get a metal farm, even for make iron rod, we will even become cheaper for people and for buildings. And it's possible continue for trade of tea. In the final, the quality we country like is consistency. The way they start, but then they finish. You can start cleaning 1-2 months, the third month, you see the cleaning stop. So with consistency, I believe so we could change the city of Freetown with dirty, especially with sanitation. And I'm ready for work with SLRA and any city in government following change the city of Freetown. That's why I came as an independent candidate.
Thank you very much. Now, because I want the candidates to feel relaxed and be seated, chances are that if I stand up, they will keep standing up. So I'm going to sit down, so I keep them seated. Yeah? Each of them here is potentially our next mayor, so we had better start respecting them. So next I'll go to Kasim. Kasim, why you think say anybody can vote for you? Waiting by your strength, what you the offer to the people of Freetown?
Mr. Omar and fellow Sierra Leonean, I believe say it would be nice for level people to vote for me because I would be in place for transform Freetown. In a sense, Freetown for now, this I can tell you for real, a really painful, as I can say. And that because sickness, people they get malaria, people they get typhoid fever because the country, the city dirty. For example, if you go now places like this Bome or this Kington Bome, where you go to them places and you know, for let people and live in that area. And you see people and live there comfortably. These are places where they need for transfer. Pull on the side and they pull this Bome transfer far off. But that will be only done if the help of the government, the central government, because I know just grab no more. I say I will do this if the central government maybe come together with me. Then again, for example, people get so much of confrontation at the main street than like Abacha Street, where you go there, not easy for the person party and that. Where they drive Abacha Street, you will not say yes. The marketing section for transform, you need to be transformed. If the market don't in Abacha Street, then no side you want to can even pass. Not easy for the people here. The one way they drive, the one way even they pass for go do businesses. Not easy for it. Then again, You get areas in where I believe say the city council need for put hand, therefore put on very seriousness, and I believe say me will be the right person because me come on the area that this as I begin telling on earlier say I come on down East Book Lane. East Book Lane that influenced me more for like going to this mayorship. And an area where you go there, you know, we believe say people live in that area. Now let me come out. I go look for there. If me be mayor for transform the area in the East Book Lane, you go down, I don't know how to call it, by Connaught Hospital Leander. One side by Connaught Hospital Leander, where people in the live, not descend for the people in live in that area. That's all.
So with the help,
yeah, with the help of city council, me ready for pulling. I can assure that.
In exchange for waiting?
Well, it depends. In the central government, for that's the most important now. With the help of the central government, because single-handedly or as a central mayorship, I don't believe me go able to do that. Why is the help of the central government? Again, Mr. Omar Oleka will tell you, you go to the streets of Freetown, you see vehicles and park, both done. Yeah, these are the rights and the duty of the city council for remove them vehicle and if only all what they talk are they based on the central government, they will come to one. When the central government will come to one with the local government. So remove them vehicle there from the street because all they cause traffic. Especially when this level is the long council. Me, I believe saying will be the right person for doing things with the help of the central government and youths. We need to empower youths. These are jobs that we have believe saying them within place for do. If only youths them, they employ youths them at their side and then open place and the city council employ youths them for letting go open at their side and it will be very nice. And me will be because I believe say well. I get connection with the youth as far as the city is concerned. I get connection with the youth. That will be more easier. That's all for now.
Thank you very much. Not clap for Andrea. Madam Ibona Kisoya, why AFO vote for you, or why people inside Freetown vote for the mayor? What thing you get for offer?
Okay, so thank you. I don't get the privilege for work in the city for the last 5 years. And the way how I do, we call it an inclusive approach. So I start, and I tell them, I say, the first thing they drive me, na sanitation. It's easy for people to forget. In 2018, we had the coming as mayor, Dr. been there outside. We not been get where we sweep the streets every day. Then I said, the things that we don't bring in. But of course, the other thing where I need to remember everybody is that I don't come out of that office from the 28th of February. So for the last 3 months, me not to be in the mayor. So talking also something where if you those are like bridge, you go build bridge January, June the bridge go today. But if you stop for sweep February, June the city go dirty. Just for let people then get that adjustment. Coming to me from the mayor, because the approach that it take to the city problem now one way comprehensive. We go first having we own idea for a community for progress for Freetown, then having a slogan for the election. We go meet the people of Freetown in August and September of 2018. We engaged 15,000 Freetonians then in 322 focus groups. And then we get sessions then with technical people as well. Because we say, no, we'll just do the bottom-up approach. Then we take also the top-down. Then we meet the technical people then, the private sector, the government people then, the different MDAs, as well as the international development partners, because some meeting we want to do, the money all over the inside council. So out of that process, now we develop Transform Freetown, where they look all the challenge of the city. You can't just take one side, because everything we do, they affect something else. Sanitation, affected by urban planning, by lack of building permit. Health, affected by water. So we take comprehensive. So Transform Freetown, there's 4 clusters. Number 1, resilience. Inside there, you get 3 priority sectors. The first one, environmental management, because this question of the city, this geography, make we very vulnerable. If you look then reports, they will tell you, say, Salone and Freetown in particular, now one of the most vulnerable to climate change. So the number one priority under resilience will be environmental management. Number two, urban planning and housing. Waiting at the issues around that. Number three, revenue mobilization. Because anything you want to do as a city, you forget money. Who signed that money, they come out. When I came in as mayor in 2017, 7 billion, 9 billion being the own source revenue a council generates. By the time I left in 2022, I mean 35 billion. Now we'll be able to generate from the changes that we will make. So that are the first one, resilience. The second one, you have to look at the people then, human development. And ultimately we do under human development, we say we get to look at education, we get to look at job creation, skills development, then job creation with a focus on tourism. Then number four, inside the persons with disability. We move from there now with third cluster we call a healthy city. Wait till we look on a healthy city. Health, the PHUs them where they on that we and other health matters where you can bring at the community level to public health. Then you get water. Not to that we mandate to, and this is something very, very important for letting people understand. When it comes to water in the city, GUMA, now in the organization, we're responsible for water. But since we get a mandate for community concerns as a whole, we also put water for work with GUMA on water. And then the third one, sanitation, where we all don't talk about, but a lot of us something about sanitation. Sanitation are to events. Sanitation are systems and processes. You need to start, first of all, with behavior change, where colleagues and don't talk about. Dirty, I can always say to Freetonians, dirty not come on as sky for them. Now any dirty within our ground, now one Freetonian and I put on day. But how you change behavior? We introduce things in the cleaner zone competition, sanitation hotline, we do enforcement, different things that we're not going to, but you get to work right across the sanitation value chain. When you don't go from behavior, you say, okay, collecting the dirty, who's how you collect the dirty? You get a public space. When I make now today, or before I left office, you will see people and they clean the street. You sweep this every single day. But you also get to say, households, when I come into office, we will only get 8,000 households where registered with POSI for letting collect. Think along Congo Cross, once thousand of the sea plants now, that used to be an illegal dump site. We get similar ones across the city. But moving on very quickly beyond that, you get to think about recycling. Waste energy, they actually happen today. If you go to Susan's
cater, they do business. Homes, in them, we rely on business. So the challenge is where we go to a market. We don't get a better marketplace for do business for the stream. So me one can in for being mayor for now build a peace market so that we go to do business there. Man them and woman them because not so we no more they do business. That's now one. Because look like the peace market, they don't sell the we don't sell and now it's a dwelling place. So really woman they will suffer for marketplace. So then I want to make a one become a mayor for not able to take care of that particular situation. The second one, now water. We just going for water. We begin to collect now 3 o'clock. Just for them go get access to water. Some people they even late for go school. So if me become a mayor, I dey work with Guma for let we able for make every area get water, pump as well as water well. So people don't go they suffer, they don't go they late for go. Another one, I know make I want be a mayor. If God help me and be a mayor, and the road construction. Now you dey see say the road, the way how they construct the road, it dey cause one flooding. Because some road now we started the houses in the so in the street in that are different. Another one, and the garage where they build and the street same. Put a stop to that. We start garage for day, and they motor dey for day for the make motor carry. For make park, we start for the make motor carry. Not to all corner for. Another one, and the school picking them. The school compound they can dirty. First time you dey see this sanitary, they go host to host and it affects the community. You just go picking them more. Okay for them, I go put that.
You know clearly we stand at Freetown accommodation
We go demarcate.
popped up naturally by themselves. So I'm gonna like try.
Put into place a comprehensive system where don't face challenges. I mean, that is clear. From, as I say, when we do the cleaner zone competition, I remember we take the photos them of before, solar light community for clean. But you know what the Ministry of Local Government say you get for think through and stop later. I was in the UK, leave you meet woman and they drop on the ground.
On a cleaning Saturday, somebody drinks water.
Therefore, no say they take time. You know, they have show of hands. Who that they collect? The person needs salary. With it just before I left was 600 million. It just increased to 800 million because of increments we happened for the first time in 15 years enforcement. So the concepts are very clear. We have really mapped them out. You talk about the household waste collection. Now, over 1,500 young people there now, they get employment from dirty collection. And then they actually do them as a business. Some man knows it and dirty, now got process for build recycling capability. So I'm very, very satisfied. See, the systems are in place. Systems can be, people can be energized, for let we all
Say, na just these 3 months, the city dirty so. When they say the dirty, even Bokopa as a human being in the country. So I'm kind of shocked. Because one, the reason is, I don't clean Boku markets there. To name, Dove Court. I clean Dove Court. I never see dirty in my entire life, so. We use 814 trucks. Each trucks make 15 loads of trash, dirty. This not tell to. Last month back, I cleaned Lumley Market.
Now, in they say from February to now, not to in.
No.
You disagree. So
I don't make clean. Now they say, so I make a shock. If you be watch me, I will reach that party.
Yeah.
Because it's do, this is not even about February. I tell you, but before February, we clean Lumley Market, the cobweb there inside. They hang the market to manifest the dirty, don't kick. It's all like when they say crowd. Lumley Market, food the way we eat. The dirty, na Dove Court. If you're to their born, I will say I no go there again. We go peace market. So not to February market.